welcome to this midday market mood check. And it's turning out to be a marvelous Monday for the markets, given the fact that we have conquered that 18,600 mark, and the journey from 18,500 to 18,600 took just like half a session or thereabouts.
Correct.
And what's notable is the fact that Nifty Bank index has hit a fresh record. In fact, it was trading above that 44,400 mark even. And remember, in Friday's session, we had the FMCG index also hitting
Yes.
a fresh record. So all in all the sectors are participating, barring the pharma index and the oil and gas index. We'll come to the gainers and losers in a bit. But what's also aiding sentiment is the fact that US lawmakers have reached
Yes.
a debt ceiling deal in principle, which of course will be taken up by the US Congress, and approval is awaited from there. But the optimism over that is something that has spurred global markets. If you look at Nikkei, that index is up and at a 33-year high. Even the Korean markets are shut and Shanghai and Hang Seng are muted, but Nikkei is reacting positively. And of course, US markets are shut tonight on the back of Memorial Day. So the impact of this news will play out tomorrow when it comes to the US
yes.
markets. So I think the voting in the Congress will happen somewhere around Wednesday. So that's one key event that the global markets will be watching out for. And that's something that the positive sentiment, of course, has had a rub-off effect on the bulls on the Lal Street, and the bulls have gone berserk for now. So good going. And as I was mentioning, aside of banks, FMCG and metals are some of the other sectoral gainers. Aside of pharma and oil and gas energy, all the sectors are trading in the green. If you look at some of the gainers on the Nifty, M&M, of course, brokerages have a very good view on the stock, a positive view on the stock, and that's why the stock is up nearly 4 to 5% in today's session. You have Hindalco, IndusInd Bank, ITC, another 52-week high, another fresh 52-week high on the counter, trading at around 450 rupees or thereabouts. HDFC Twins also doing fairly well. On the losing end, ONGC on the back of poor earnings, one-time hit. And that's something that dragged the stock down. You have Sun Pharma, comments coming in from the management saying that they expect a single-digit growth going forward. And of course, their their offer to acquire 100% stake in Taro as well. That's kind of weighing down on sentiment. Aside of that, you have Divi's Labs and HCL Tech among the top losers. Talking about M&M in a bit of details, SUV segment could grow at over 10%. That's what the management is saying, and brokerages have upped their target, saying that even in tractor segment, even though El Nino concerns are there could be sizable market share gains for the company, and that is something that is boding well for the company. Let's talk about some of the mid-cap movers in the trade. Quite a few.
So clearly the market is doing well. The mid-cap indices are up nearly 0.5% each, and if you look at the gainers right now, Mahindra Life, that is one stock which is up 8%. ICICI Lombard, now interesting development here. ICICI Bank has announced that they will be increasing the stake in ICICI Lombard by 2.5% by September 2023, which is in the next 3 months they'll take up their stake, and gradually they'll be hiking their stake in order to make it a fully owned subsidiary. And this is quite important because they've got the RBI approval with this regard. So this is a positive coming in for
earlier, Yatin, they were looking to cut stake.
Yeah, to 20%. So that has got reversed. So essentially the market was anticipating that they will be selling in tranches, but now they will be buying in tranches because they've got the approvals in place. Prince Pipes, after a good quarterly number and good guidance, because they are expecting some good margin momentum, 6% up for that one. BHEL, a surprise mover in trade today because the management commentary was good. They're expecting their power segment to be 50% of the total revenues and margins to be at much higher levels from here on. I think because of the power sector demand, the overall order book for BHEL should be moving up is what the street is expecting. GMR Infra, very weak numbers and pledge concerns have come in. Stock is down 10%. City Union Bank 7% down. Balkrishna Industries today 9%. Is down 6.5%. Slight recovery after the management is expecting some margin uptick in FY24, but some weak numbers coming in there. And if you look at the small cap end of the market, that is also quite good. Karur Vysya Bank, that stock is up 4%. Suzlon is up 4%. And Inox Wind, after strong management commentary, that stock is up nearly 13% last time I checked.
Yatin, I also want to talk about Clean Science. There was a block deal in the counter. Somewhere around 3.5% stake has exchanged hands at a price of 1410 rupees a share. Aside of that, what's doing well is NCC, of course, on the back of good earnings. You had Nucleus Soft, I think it reported during market hours on Friday, right?
Friday.
And it's extending its gain up 20%, even I think
another 20% up
another 20%, right? These when you talk about earnings, IRCTC and Adani Transmission will be reporting their earnings today. Also this week, MSCI rejig announcement will come in on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. And Adani Transmission, Adani Total Gas are expected to exit the global standard index, and we can see HCL making an entry. So that's one development we'll be watching out for. Yatin, aside of that, GDP growth, GDP data for Q4 and FY23 will also be declared this week, I think Wednesday evening. So that's one data point to watch out for. And of course, the developments on the debt ceiling front when it comes to the US. So all these developments will be closely watched out for this week. And aside of that, when you talk about the markets in fine fettle, nothing to complain. Everybody is up and about looking cheerful this Monday. And we will have to see whether we can, I think we will be able to, given the fact that advance decline ratio is pretty strongly in favor of the advances. So, I mean, that's about it. Today's movers and shakers, quite a few in trade. Losers, very few and far between. And of course, we will be getting you all the market close action at 3:30 p.m. So you can tune in then, and we'll talk about how the markets shut shop for the day. But for now, everything is looking hale and hearty for the markets. And it's a goodbye from me and Yatin. Thanks a lot for watching.